Good morning. I'm Stephen Cohen, Professor and Chair of the Department of English and President of the Faculty Senate. President Miller, the degree candidates and faculty having assembled, I declare these commencement exercises open.
Thank you, Professor Cohen. Members of the faculty, Board of Regents, honored guests, administrative colleagues, parents, relatives, friends of our graduates, and most of all, graduates of the class of 2014. I extend to you, on behalf of the university, a cordial welcome. The university band, under the direction of Professor Lauren Reynolds, performed our prelude and processional music this morning. Please join me in showing them your appreciation. Our ceremony will begin with the posting of the colors by Lieutenant Chris Cervoni, Sergeant Jerry Irwin, and Officers Joe Margolis and Robert Nelson, members of the Central Connecticut State University Police Department. The university singers, under the direction of Professor Drew Collins, will perform the national anthem, followed by the invocation delivered by John Campbell of the CCSU Campus Ministry. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors, the national anthem, and the invocation. Done.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the
Good morning. As we gather as many, may we stand together today as one in a spirit of prayer and blessing. Let us pray today in a spirit of thankfulness For all who have worked so hard to bring the class of 2014 to this commencement ceremony today. We are thankful for those students, professors, administrators, staff, alumni, and benefactors of the CCSU community who have touched our lives in such a profound way. We are thankful for our families, brothers and sisters, grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles, our friends, and especially for our parents, moms, dads, stepmoms, and stepdads, for their love, support, and patience, and for their faith in our ability to succeed. Let us pray today in a spirit of generosity and opportunity, that we may generously contribute our talents, our words, our time, and our resolve to being good stewards of the resources we are given, that we dare to be creators, creators of faith, that we understand where we come from and how much has been given to us, and we respond accordingly. Creators of hope, that we believe in things still to come and the power we have in shaping our future. And creators of love, that we understand that caring about one another in deep and meaningful ways does make a difference, and that we need to show others how to care as well. And finally, let us pray today in a spirit of courage, that we have the courage to live our lives seeking truth and justice in all our encounters, that we walk humbly through life, working hard, sharing our bounty, and looking to help those who need us, that we celebrate the times in our lives that make us proud and happy, and that fun, lightness, and laughter is always a big part of our life. Let us pray today for the insight to recognize our talents and skills, the patience to hone them, and the wisdom to use them for the good of all. In this spirit of thankfulness, generosity, opportunity, and courage, we ask that each and every one of us be blessed abundantly today and every day. Congratulations, class of 2014. Now go and make a difference in the world. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Please be seated. This year marks CCSU's 165th year in higher education. We are the first and the oldest public institution of higher education in the state of Connecticut. We gather this morning to celebrate the achievements of more than 2,400 undergraduate students who are eligible to receive their degrees. Our students come from 22 states and 18 foreign countries. Graduates, today is your day. You have a good reason to celebrate. Today is the culmination of years of sacrifice. But we also know that this celebration belongs to many people. Some of them here today who have helped you along your way. I am speaking, of course, of the fathers, mothers, husbands, wives, children, relatives, and friends who have helped to support you so much. Without their help, their encouragement, and their own special kind of persistence, it would certainly have been more difficult for you to reach this milestone. Graduates, you know where those people are. Turn around, stand up if you need to, find them in the audience, and let's give those people a round of applause from our students. While you graduates have worked hard for this day, so have your able mentors, our faculty, highly qualified and dedicated people whose life work it has been to build this university. Over and over again, they have demonstrated their commitment to learning and teaching. I want to give our graduates gathered today the opportunity to join me in giving recognition to those able teachers, mentors, colleagues, and friends. I ask our faculty who are here this morning to please rise, and I invite everyone in joining me in applauding them. Each of our graduates is a special and unique story. Among them, many remarkable students are receiving their degrees today. I'd like to tell you about very few students who exemplify the best this university has to offer. Their stories tell a lot about them, but they also tell a lot about CCSU. For Michelle Perez, the path to today's ceremony has been anything but ordinary. At the age of 16, she gave birth to her daughter, Alexandria, eventually earned her GED, and then 10 years later pursued an associate's degree from the College of Staten Island. Witnessing the tragedies of 9/11 from her Brooklyn home, she and her child moved to Connecticut. She later enrolled at CCSU. Her professors say she possesses uncommon ambition and leadership ability. She's earned more than 10 honors and scholarships, most recently the Henry Barnard Distinguished Student Award, the President's Citation, and the School of Engineering and Technology Dean Citation. Pursuing a BS in Industrial Technology, Michelle took advantage of our study abroad programs and investigated manufacturing in Chile, Argentina, Austria, Germany, and Japan. Those experiences helped to inspire her set a personal goal to help in her local community. She's been very active with Marianne Lopret Memorial Foundation. She drives for Meals on Wheels, and she's done fundraising for Big Brothers and Big Sisters. As Michelle has said herself, she's come a long way from being a high school dropout teen mom. Michelle, congratulations. To get a college education, Robert Burial has overcome many hurdles, more than most. Although he calls Enfield his hometown, he spent his entire childhood being moved from one foster home to another, from one end of the state to the other. He was told again and again that he would never go to college, but Bobby has proved them wrong. After 2 years at Ashnuntuck Community College, he enrolled at CCSU to major in political science. He says about at that time he realized he didn't have to wait until graduation to try and make a difference. Got himself elected to Student Government Association and is pushed to make many improvements on the campus for students. As president of the College Democrats, he organized a number of events to keep students informed. His friend and fellow student senator, Brian Choplik, noted that Bobby is, quote, always there for anyone who needs his help, and he never does anything less than his best work for them. On Monday, Bobby will start his new job as a field organizer for the Connecticut State Democratic Party. Congratulations, Bobby. Elvis Shaidozi flew 6,000 miles from Nigeria to enroll at CCSU and pursue his dream. The computer engineering technology major says developing bonds with professors was instrumental in his academic performance, which, by the way, was stellar. He managed to find the time to take part in campus activities, among them Central's chapter of the International Electrical and Electronics Engineers, which he helped to establish. He worked his way into becoming an invaluable student employee from the Office of Student Recruitment and Admissions. He helped lead the department in its transition into the digital age by establishing a paperless application review process. His studies at CCSU helped him to discover a passion for the development of software and security programs. He hopes to find a job in one of those areas eventually going to graduate school. But of all his experiences at CCSU, he says the most amazing has been with his fellow students. He says they are Central's best assets. I would say Elvis, Bobby, and Michelle have just proved that. On behalf of the faculty and the administration of Central Connecticut State University, I congratulate these students, and more importantly, every one of today's students, because every one of you has an amazing story to offer. I am now honored to recognize those members of the platform party who will not be recognized later during the ceremony. Would the following members of the platform party please rise as I call your name? If you will hold your applause, we will recognize them all at the end, and I ask as I call the names for you to stand and remain standing. Laura Tordenti, Vice President for Student Affairs. Joseph Page, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs. Richard Baishu, Chief Administrative Officer. James Estrada, Chief Information Officer. Charlene Casamento, Chief Financial Officer. Paul Schlickman, Director of Athletics. Lou Pisano, Chief Human Resources Officer. Rosa Rodriguez, Chief Diversity Officer. Glynis Fitzgerald, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Graduate Studies, and Stephen Adair, Regent and Professor of Sociology. Let's thank all of them. Joining us today on the platform is the 88th Governor of the state of Connecticut, Dannel P. Malloy. The Governor, I have to say, has been an extremely good friend and supporter of both CCSU and the Connecticut State University system, and now the broader ConsCU system. On behalf of the state of Connecticut, please join me in welcoming Governor Malloy. Carol's going to stand up and stay right here. Carol's going to do your introduction. I'm now pleased to call upon Dr. Carl Lovett, the Senior Academic Officer. We appreciate his diligent efforts and positive attitude. Dr. Lovett?
You got me? I think you can sure introduce him.
And now Governor Malloy will give you remarks on behalf of the state of Connecticut. Governor Malloy.
Thank you. Thank you. It is indeed a great pleasure to be with all of you graduates. But before I speak to you, to the relatives, the parents, friends, the brothers and sisters and spouses of these graduates, thank you for the sacrifices that you have made to allow this day to occur in their lives. To the faculty of the university, thank you for the sacrifices that you make as well. You are great teachers and great leaders, and you have been an inspiration to these students. To all of the officers of the university, thank you as well for what you do. I have to tell you, graduates, that I'm in awe of you. I'm jealous of you. At the age of 58, I would rather be sitting where you're sitting today than in the seat that I occupy. The challenges that you are about to undertake are really quite amazing. The world into which you are entering professionally is making rapid change, and I believe that in many ways you will be drivers in that movement. Let me also say that I hope that you remain as open to new ideas in the rest of your life as you have been throughout your academic careers. I'm fond of saying, don't judge a book by its cover. And I suppose, just as the examples of graduates that were read by the President, I too would fit into that. Not too different than perhaps the type of people that some of you have studied in your education. I grew up with severe learning disabilities and physical disabilities and had to overcome those. And I did it as a result of great teachers, some of whom graduated from Central. In fact, in my own family, I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters who are Central graduates, sister-in-laws who are Central graduates as well. I say this to you, that you can overcome any challenge, even a tough economy. Stay open, stay hardworking, approach everything with your full heart and gusto, and you will be successful. The statistics tell us that somewhere between 83% and 90% of you will remain in Connecticut. We need you as we reinvent ourselves and reinvent our economy. We will, in fact, be relying on each of you to help us make that new Connecticut, a Connecticut where our economy will be more vibrant and where you'll be able to express all that you've learned and add to community. Finally, let me say that as you go back to your hometowns or choose a new hometown, please be involved in making those communities as great as they can be. Just as you have benefited from the faculty here or your high school or grammar school teachers, find a way to give back to make Connecticut, your community, a stronger place. Finally, congratulations on all that you have done, in all the success that you've already had, and all the success that lays out before you. Get the job done, and have a great life, and remain open to new ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Malloy, for your thoughtful remarks. The Connecticut Board of Regents for Higher Education was established by the Connecticut General Assembly in 2011 to govern the 4 Connecticut state universities, 12 community colleges, and the Charter Oak State College. Here to bring greetings to this year's graduates on behalf of the Board of Regents is Ms. Yvette Melendez.
Thank you, Dr. Lovett. After listening to President Miller tell those inspiring stories, and looking out in this stadium and seeing all of you, this is what it's all about. This is why I volunteer as a Board of Regents. This is why you have dedicated and amazing faculty. This is why you have wonderful administrators. It's all about today, making sure that you have an incredible educational experience and you have the opportunity to receive that degree. So let me just start out and try to be brief because I'm standing in the way to the real reason you're here, which is to shake the President's hand and get that degree. On behalf of the members of the Board of Regents for Higher Ed, I join President Miller, our reigning Miss USA and Central alumna, Erin Brady, to bring greetings and congratulations to each member of the class of 2014, and gratitude to all parents, families, friends, and others who have supported today's graduates. I am honored to be with you on this wonderful occasion. Today is a significant milestone for you, and you should be incredibly proud of your accomplishment. We certainly are proud of you because we know the journey was not easy. But as Socrates said, education is the kindling of the flame, not the filling of the vessel. What your education at CCSU has done is to put you on a path of lifelong learning. As you well know, there's no shortcut to earning an undergraduate degree, but the benefits of doing so are extraordinary. For you and for all of us, as the governor has just said. Our joy rests not only in what you have accomplished and the meaning it holds for you and your family, but what it means for the broader community beyond Central. Whatever your field of endeavor, whatever path you have chosen, you can make a difference. And in many ways, I am sure you have already begun to do so. For decades, Central has worked to educate students from all facets of our community, Knowing their growth as scholars and as citizens advances our state and our society. And as the 21st century economy changes, the way in which we must prepare and train our state's workforce, we need to ensure our graduates are prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. We believe this class, all of you here today, is one of the best prepared classes Central has produced. The foundation of learning you received at Central has prepared you well for the challenges you will face going forward and for whatever path you choose next. So on behalf of the entire Board of Regents, we hope that each of you will pursue your goals with the same perseverance and dedication that brought you to this wonderful day of success and celebration. Again, congratulations to each of you on this memorable day.
Thank you so much, Ms. Melendez. The members of the Board of Regents share our vision for the university's future and take great pride in the accomplishments of our faculty and students. I now call upon Curtis Wiggins, a 1993 graduate of CCSU and president of the CCSU Alumni Association, to offer congratulatory remarks on behalf of the alumni.
Good morning and congratulations. On behalf of the more than 65,000 alumni, I'm honored to welcome the class of 2014 to the CCSU Alumni Association. Success begins at CCSU. You are the next generation of graduates to draw upon your Central experience and make a difference in the landscape of this global economy. CCSU alumni have succeeded as leaders in industry, government, education, and the arts. The true measure of any organization is its people, and I believe that our graduates are second to none. Collectively, we continue to make a difference, and I know that you all will too. I invite you to continue to support the university. I charge you to be advocates for higher education, and in particular our school. Stay involved with the Alumni Association, and know that all CCSU alumni are very proud of your achievements. Your relationship with the university started when you decided to attend Central. It will continue throughout your lives. The common bond that binds us together is our shared experiences as students and the benefits that you'll receive as Central alumni. In closing, I simply want to say that an opportunity can be defined as a chance for success. And each of you in earning your degree today have given yourselves a great chance for success in the future. And a chance is all a winner really needs. Congratulations and welcome again to the CCSU Alumni Association. Thank you.
Thank you, President Wiggins. Central Connecticut State University is a vibrant, learner-centered community dedicated to teaching and scholarship. CCSU serves a population of over 12,000 students, full and part-time, graduate and undergraduate, matriculating and continuing education students. Here to bring greetings on behalf of our students is Matthew A. Hubbard, president of the class of 2014. Matthew will receive a bachelor's degree in political science with a minor in history. Please welcome Matthew A. Hubbard.
Good morning, and welcome to the 2014 Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony. It is truly an honor and a privilege to have the opportunity to speak to you today. And first and foremost, I would like to extend my sincerest congratulations to each and every one of you. Whether you have successfully taken the coveted four-year path or work through the arduous 5 or 6 year plans, today we can all proudly unite as graduates of Central Connecticut State University. And today we can emphatically say that we have, in fact, done it. Only those who have been here before know just how overwhelming the graduating process can be. At this point, I am sure we all have pre-rehearsed standard responses to that dreaded, awful question, what are you doing after graduation? But we can all find commonality in the future, which is so uncertain to us. The truth is, however, that we are sitting here because we have been successful. We entered our tenure as undergraduates completely uncertain of what the future had in store for us. For many of us, we believed that our future was certain and our paths were set. And it wasn't until we changed our major 4 or 5 times that we realized just how wrong we were. But in the end, we found our place. And personally, I remember the scoffs and scorns from peers and professionals alike when I committed to Central, as if I was going to come here because I could not get into another school, or as if it was a last resort. I remember sharing those sentiments because the opinions of those individuals influenced me enough to convince me that I should have been attending a different institution. But then I also remember sitting down and talking with my parents and step-parents who always saw the potential in me, even when I couldn't see it in myself. I remember them telling me that if I chose to go to Central, I would have the opportunity to make a contribution, to make a difference, to be part of something great. And I can honestly say that as I stand here now, I understand just how right they were. We did not choose to come to Central due to a lack of intellect. We did not choose to attend Central because we were not capable of great accomplishments. In my experiences, the students of CCSU are some of the hardest working, driven, intelligent, and determined people I have ever had the privilege to know. We have been nurtured by professors and administrators who wish to ensure success and who believe in the potential of their students. We have learned what it means to be part of a diverse community, and we have built relationships that have helped us grow in more ways than we realize. And in turn, we have helped others grow, demonstrating that our successes transcend the realm of academia. Today, we will walk across the stage as graduates and reflect on our accomplishments as students. And tomorrow, we will be prepared to take on the new challenges that await us, ready to make a difference in a world that so desperately needs it, with the knowledge that we have overcome the fear of uncertainty before, and we will successfully do so again. Of all the memories that I can recall, none instill me with a greater sense of pride than being able to call myself a member of the Central Connecticut State University graduating class of 2014. I cannot think of a better way to unite in this moment together than showing the XL Center what it means just to be a proud Blue Devil. So please join with me. CC! 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 Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Matthew. You make us all proud to be part of CCSU. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Erin Brady, a graduate of CCSU's class of 2010 and the reigning Miss USA 2013. Last June, she became the first Connecticut contestant ever to become Miss USA when she traded in her accounting software for a crown. A financial consultant for the Prudential Retirement in South Glastonbury, the 26-year-old from East Hampton graduated from Central with a degree in finance and a minor in criminal justice. She's proud to be the first person in her family to earn a college degree. Erin was raised in a household where she was exposed to alcohol and substance abuse. She made the conscious decision to live on her own at the age of 17 and attended CCSU full-time while working 12-hour waitressing shifts to pay her bills. The experience, she says, taught her how to be self-sufficient and emotionally strong, and it impressed upon her the importance of being a role model for her two younger sisters. She's used her title to advocate for children who've been exposed to similar situations. As Miss USA, Erin has been a spokesperson for breast and ovarian cancer education, prevention, and awareness, and she's worked with organizations such as Gilda's Club, Susan G. Komen, and the National Ovarian Cancer Alliance, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Erin Brady.
Good morning, everybody. I first want to start out by congratulating each and every one of you. And specifically, I have one of my fellow students here today who, when I was a sophomore in college, suffered from a stroke, and we almost lost him. And he has trudged through all of the struggles in his life, and he's graduating here today with all of you. So Ben Foley, congratulations on your success. I just wanted to point that out before I get started. So when I was initially asked to give the commencement speech at my alma mater, I thought, wow, this is unbelievable. It was only 4 years ago that I was running around on 3 hours of sleep, balancing a full-time waitressing job, while finishing an 18-credit senior year semester, panicking about not getting my final paper in before 11:59 p.m., while filling out job applications for a financial accountant position in the middle of a recession. Things were looking up. I hope you can sense my sarcasm. Now, about writing a commencement speech. Of course, like any other diligent student, I did my research and tried to learn the most effective way to construct and deliver the most unbelievable speech that wouldn't get me booed off of the stage in 5 minutes. The key is keep it interesting, inspirational, and informative, perhaps even a bit humorous. It's even more important to realize I can't stand up here for 10 minutes and talk about myself, because after all, this day is not about me. It's about all of the accomplished, excited, nervous, and ecstatic soon-to-be graduates sitting before me. The best part about this audience is that I fall right into the same category as you, a millennial baby on a mission to take this world by storm. With that said, I also understand where our priorities are right now. It sits in our pockets or our desks or never leaves our hands at all. Therein lies the problem in which I face today. As much as I tried, I couldn't fit my speech into a Snapchat, a Twitter message, a Vine, or an Instagram video. I thought maybe a YouTube video, but it wouldn't have been as effective. So what that means is all of you have to sit and pay very close attention to what I have to say for the next few minutes, because everything I have to say is the real deal. It is coming from someone who realistically was in your shoes just 4 years ago, and in some sense of it all, I'm in the same position as you all over again. My name is Erin Brady, a CCSU graduate from the class of 2010. I remember starting my first day of classes, walking around campus with my map trying to find my first class. Every inch of my body was filled with nerves and anxiety. Am I going to be late? Am I going to like my professors? Am I going to have too much work? I look back on it all and it feels as if I just blinked and I was in the final weeks of my senior year, getting ready to accept my bachelor's degree in finance. It's at that point you feel on top of the world. You've worked so hard to get here, and now you have the world at your fingertips. For some of us, you go on to pursue more schooling or work or both. And for me, a job in the accounting field came first. I was very fortunate to have found something so quickly, given the unfortunate condition of our economy. But then, during one day of soul searching, I decided to take a chance on something I had never given too much thought to: competing in a beauty pageant. Now, I know what most of you must be thinking. What the heck does this girl competing in a swimsuit and evening gown have to do with my graduation? I get it. Well, a lot. I decided to take a chance on something totally outside of my own comfort zone. I fought through my own personal struggles of social anxiety, and I went for it. With no expectations, I finished first runner-up, only to try once more the following year, and thank God that I did. Just about a year ago today, I competed for the title of Miss USA, representing this amazing state of Connecticut. I worked so hard for months to get my mind and my body in peak shape and went into this world of the unknown. The best part of this experience is that I marketed myself not just for my outer characteristics, but for what I felt defined me. And what is that exactly? Well, a quirky, outgoing numbers chick who works so hard for everything I had. Someone who is selfless and cares a lot about others. This is what worked for me. I am the first woman from Connecticut to have ever been given the prestigious title of Miss USA. And the entire time I have remained truthful to who I am. Thank you. I embrace being an intelligent woman that has fought hard and struggled to make it in this world. And now I have had the opportunity to show that to so many from all over the world. Ellen DeGeneres, one of my personal idols, has put this into the perfect words. The most important thing is to be true to yourself. Ultimately, that's what got me to this place. I don't live in fear, I have no secrets, and I know I will always be okay because no matter what, I know who I am. As this unforgettable year winds down for me, I can now explain to you how we're in the same position. Just last year, I thought I had my life all figured out. The job I was going to take, future schooling, a house, a fiance, and now I stand here weeks from giving up a once-in-a-lifetime job opportunity, and I now feel how all of you are feeling today. What's next? According to a recent article in Time magazine, quote, "The job market is, after all, awfully tough. Just this month, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York released a study showing that recent graduates are increasingly working in low-wage jobs or working part-time if they are lucky enough to find work at all. The truth of the matter is, this is our reality. Whether we like it or not, these are the struggles and the challenges we are all up against. But that doesn't mean anything. If you want something bad enough, you have to go for it no matter what obstacles are thrown your way. The reality is the uncertainty we are all feeling today will never go away. The goal is make that uncertainty your friend." Now, whether we have been informed about this or not, it's up for debate, but our generation of real-world newcomers have been termed millennials. After some solid time spent researching what this term means for me and the rest of this new generation, I have found one man in particular that has articulated what is in our future in terms of employment. Dan Schabel, a New York Times bestseller of Promote Yourself, has done an excellent job at putting our workplace experience into perspective. For those of us that could use a little ego boost about this time, I want you to listen extra closely. Dan has described millennials as being well-educated, skilled in technology, very self-confident, able to multitask, and having plenty of energy. We have high expectations of ourselves, prefer to work in teams, and put work-life balance at the top of our priorities. This isn't an ad from my Tinder account. This is collectively what all of us as a group are characterized. We should be so proud. Now guess what? You're only a few hours, a couple of hours we hope, from graduating from this university. just in case you forgot while you were here. But before that, I want to leave you with the next 5 points. I found these to be the most inspiring and informative to taking the next steps into the world, and hopefully, coming from me, they are going to shape the rest of your life once you walk out of these doors. To begin, I want to tell you how millennials are creating the future of work for us, according to Dan Schabel. Jobs are going to begin to hire us based on results and not just our degrees. Now, I know this seems a bit hypocritical, being that you've all busted your butts for 4, 5, 6 years to get a degree, but what this goes to show is that your success is not defined only by your degree. Small companies are going to start to hire you for more reasons than what you have on your resume. Same with startup companies. They're going to hire you based more on your work ethic and your experience rather than your education. This is very promising for those of you who have different plans than the degree that you have received today. Do not get discouraged. Know that your hard work and your experiences in life will pay off just as much as the degree you're receiving today. Now, I know we have some serious gamers in the audience. I myself have fallen into the Candy Crush, but we have good news. Work is going to be turned more into a game-like atmosphere rather than a chore. Parents, I know what you must be thinking. You spend all of this money to send your children to school, and now they're going to get out and goof around. But we've grown up in a world of video games and listening to our parents complain about their jobs. So inevitably, we realized we have to combine the best of both worlds. In fact, by 2014, it's said that more than 70% of companies will have at least one gamified application. Now, coming from a girl that studied finance, there's something that has stuck with me. Greater risk equals greater rewards. In regards to your futures, take risks early and often in your career. Whether you succeed or fail, taking risks allows you to be positioned to learn and to soak up any and all information. It has been said that those that take risks inside and outside of their work life will become more successful. Not for anything, but you're hearing this from a girl whose current boss is Mr. Donald J. Trump. And I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would have gotten closer to that man than watching him on The Apprentice. Now again, this may sound a little bit hypocritical, but the future mother in me has to make this point. Despite the technological world that we are consumed by, you need to spend more time with people than your laptops. I repeat, more time with people than your laptops. When it comes to business, networking and shaking the hands of someone goes so much further than communicating strictly via email. Remember, people do the hiring, not the technology. And for my last educational and advisory point, sacrifice today to position yourself for tomorrow. You would be so surprised to learn that for those of you who decide to skip a night out of partying and work a few extra hours, it really goes a long way. The more you do early on in your career, the more it will pay off later in your life. Take chances, work overtime, travel, and explore. Do whatever you need to do now so that you are a rock star by the time you get into your 30s. Okay, I've said my piece. I want to congratulate each and every one of you on every bit of your success and accomplishments made over your career here at Central Connecticut State University. There is so much to be proud of right this moment, and there will be even more to be proud of in the next coming weeks and months. Enjoy every moment as you celebrate with your closest family and friends, because you don't know how lucky we are all here to be here today, happy and healthy. We take life for granted, but it is times like today that you should really look around to your neighbors and your fellow students and pat each other on the back. After all, you are the faces of not just the class of 2014, but the faces of our future. I can't begin to tell you how honored I am to speak to all of you today. I couldn't be prouder to be a graduate of Central Connecticut State University and to be here to watch all of you become part of this history. Please, let me be the perfect example of someone that went out into this crazy world with my hands up, ready for the fight. Never in my wildest dreams could I have pictured my life as it is today. Go out there and show the world that the best talent comes from right here in Central Connecticut. You need to be a lifelong learner if you want to make an impact, succeed, and to feel accomplished. The experiences you have help to expand your worldview, give you new perspectives, and make you more of an interesting person. A person that no one will forget, a risk taker, a multitasker, a powerful, motivated millennial, a graduate from the class of 2014 from none other than CCSU. Thank you and congratulations.